I'm sorry, G-Nights, I am for real. Never meant to make your developers cry. I apologize. Yeah. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. In this video, we're not going to be comparing and contrasting Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, but we are going to be saying which one is better in certain departments of this game. So I guess we are kind of comparing and contrasting. But go ahead and comment down below your thoughts. Which one do you think is better out of these two games? I would love to hear everybody's thoughts. I think everybody's kind of already made a bit of a consensus on which one's better based off of a few reasons, but I'm going to be giving mine right now. So, this first one, obviously, in my opinion, goes to Gotham Knights. I think that the gameplay loop in Gotham Knights is a lot more enjoyable than Suicide Squad, and I actually might catch some flack for that, or people might say that I'm wrong or something, but in my opinion, I was having, I was almost having seizures, bro. Like, I was getting headaches from looking at this game. It was so overwhelming, Suicide Squad was, and I just genuinely did not want to keep looking at this after a certain point. For Gotham Knights, while it is boring as shit, it is still enjoyable. You know, it's still like almost like a prototype Arkham in many ways. And I know a lot of people might not like that. Some YouTubers might even try to use that as a litmus test to see who's really a Gotham Knights fan and who really talks about these topics properly, is if we compare it to Arkham. But I think that Arkham, at least in terms of gameplay, had a really nice flow. Gotham Knights, it's like your animations are so slow that it's kind of weird. So it feels like a backwards version of that. And I could get down with that because it's the sidekicks, right? It makes sense. It's the sidekicks. For Suicide Squad, it's literally everybody has a gun. And these guns are very, very lightweight. And Harley can swing around with a minigun and just shoot random mystical. It feels like pew-pew bullets. It doesn't feel like actual bullets. So in my opinion, Gotham Knights feels more impactful. It feels a lot more fun to go down and just beat up a gang of criminals. Like, when I'm replaying this game, I'm actually enjoying myself when I'm going down, beating up criminals, and just, like, wiping the floor with them. It feels really fun. When I go into Suicide Squad, which I haven't played for almost over a month now, I literally just, from what I remember, playing this game was a fucking chore. Just shooting was a chore, bro. So I really don't think that that had any value. Like, the gameplay itself for Suicide Squad had no value. Gotham Knights could be worked on again, and I think that they could actually find something interesting there. With Suicide Squad, all they can do is add new characters, and honestly, if they made a sequel, it's gonna be the same shit. So I don't like the gameplay loop for Suicide Squad. I think Gotham Knights does a much better job at doing what they did. And to go on further with that, it's hard to say, because I even put down on a list Traversal for Suicide Squad. But it's even hard to say that when Batgirl has her gliding and Nightwing has his Fortnite glider. I was literally sleeping on this. And I woke up, I was like, wait a minute. What else do they have in the game? I could ultimately glide throughout the whole city if I wanted to, if I was smart enough. I could basically glide with the glider or Nightwing as much as I want. The only two ones that are shit are Red Hood and Robin. Their teleportation and their little bounce, their little Mario bounce in the air is fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculously stupid. But Harley Quinn, I feel like a lot of people say she's good. She's boring as fuck. She's like the worst Traversal in the whole game. Boomerang, I mean, it's a little bit of a better version of what Robin did in this game. So you have a 2-for-2 situation here. It could really go either way for Traversal because they're both shit. If Suicide Squad let you actually have no limiter and you can just fly around as Deadshot as much as you want, or swing around as Harley as much as you want, or run around as Captain Boomerang as much as you want, it would have been perfect. It would have been actual perfect Traversal. But they limit you. They limit you heavy. And the problem with Gotham Knights Traversal is that you have to earn it. So now I'm remembering why I put Suicide Squad on the Traversal list to win. Because you have to earn your fucking Traversal in Gotham Knights for about 2 hours of the fucking game. You have to grind your Traversal. That is ridiculous. So yeah, Suicide Squad, at least they give it to you quite literally right off the bat. Like, they literally like, here you go, here's a Traversal. I like that. The next one, side missions. This one, gotta go to G-Knights, man. It has to go to Gotham Knights. What the fuck side missions were even in Suicide Squad? What side missions were there that had any intrinsic value? At least with the side missions in Gotham Knights, you gotta fight Clayface. You gotta fight freaking Mr. Freeze. You gotta fight Harley. That's it. I genuinely almost forgot who was in that game for a minute. But those are the side missions. There were villains in Gotham. There was something actually happening. If they played upon that in the DLC instead of doing the stupid ass heroic assault where Starro is the main final boss, like what the fuck is that shit? If they played along the fact that they could have done story things like that for Gotham Knights, they would have been 10 times better. I mean, they already kind of are 10 times better, but they would have been a lot better in the side mission department. For Suicide Squad, I can't even remember a side villain. Like, I can't remember going out and doing a side mission where it wasn't just shooting purple guys or shooting a cannon or transporting a truck. I can't remember. So the side missions for Gotham Knights, already having 3 missions, which are kind of like story missions in a way, where you kind of have to investigate and you have to do all this stuff. That's fun. And you have to go track down the villain sometimes. That's cool. And there's different story beats, and you have to investigate with the knights. That's fun. But it should have been more, and the writing's still shit. So overall, both side missions are awful, but Gotham Knights at least makes an attempt. And that's a really overarching, like, kind of point around this video, is that Gotham Knights actually fucking tried, man. And the last one is the story, man. I mean, like, holy crap. The story for Gotham Knights compared to Suicide Squad is so much better from start to finish. It's bonkers. And I know, Sweet Baby, whatever, they wrote most of the banter bullshit. They wrote most of the goddamn audio logs and stuff like that. All those garbage things that nobody ever fucking cares about anymore in superhero video games that used to be like almost a staple in the Arkham games. Something that was actually, something that you earned, that was something that was worthwhile. It was of value. You had like the Riddler trophies that gave you audio tapes of like Hugo Strange talking to Catwoman or something like that. That's cool. And Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, there's none of that. Like, Suicide Squad only really relies on audio tapes for you to really care about these characters. And it fumbled really, really hard. Especially the Justice League. They want you to listen to those audio tapes to understand what the Justice League is like. And it's bad. For Gotham Knights, they really fumbled the ball with the Court of Owls. They had such an amazing concept where it's like the Court of Owls versus the League of Assassins for Gotham while Batman's gone. Wow. That's genius. And they really do nothing with it. Like, Jacob Kane is one of the worst head of the court characters ever. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? And then you had the League of Assassins, who basically does nothing the entire game, except at the very end. So, both stories are garbage, but Gotham Knights does this one thing a little bit better. And that's our mysterious last little topic. That's Batman's death. Batman's death, bro, quite literally, is so much better. It's 10 times better, 100 times better. He goes out like a badass. He goes out like Batman. And Suicide Squad, the Batman that we literally played as for 15 years, goes out like a bitch. And, oh, he's gonna return. It's not the real Batman. Okay, yeah, and what, season 4? You think they're gonna make it to season 4 after what they just did with season 1? Come on now. Batman returning or not, the way they made their first impression of their new Batman is by making him a bitch and shooting him in the head. And that's what they did. For Gotham Knights, he went out like a champ twice. The first one was probably the best Batman fight scene we've seen with Ra's al Ghul in a while, right? I mean, like, I can't remember really a better one since like the animated series. When you look at the ending, where he sacrifices himself for the Gotham Knights, that's also genius. That actually is really, really cool for him to kind of downplay the court and try to make his impact by destroying that last Lazarus pit. It was stupid as shit. He could have just ran away and we could have planned something and you would have been a lot better of an asset if you were alive, Batman, instead of killing yourself right then and there. There's still court members and league members. Talia escaped. They're still the head of the court. But they still made him go out like he was a fucking badass. And that's the point. Batman's death, the way they handle it, shows the level of respect that they have for these characters and the understanding that they have for these characters. And somehow, Rocksteady and WB Montreal have flipped in this understanding of Batman, where now WB Montreal understands them more than the people that made 3 separate games about them. And it's just so bonkers to see. the way Robin and Batman and Superman and all these other characters are treated in Suicide Squad, I'd take Gotham Knights any day of the week over Suicide Squad if this is the case. So I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I feel like a lot of people would agree or actually understand my point. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in my next one. And yeah, peace out.